As it is our first day, I'll just go through the introduction part. So before jumping into introduction, we just need to know this term repository. Repository is something that Git stores the information in a data structure called repository. Whatever the Git is storing, it is stored in repository. So it's just a basic term. We will use it later. Now, version control system. To understand this, guys, somebody record the call.
They have started recording.
Okay, thank you, Dipesh. So, the first part is version control system. Suppose think that we have developed an app, say we have released version 0.0.1. Here in this, you can see the version of that app, right? So just say we just released an app like this with version 0.0.1. After we have launched that, suppose some of our team members wanted to add few more features to that so that it could be more useful to users. So then what we will do, we will change our code and add few more features, and then we will release the app with new version 0.0.2. But now what happened is the team receives many complaints from users. Some say it's not working properly, few features are taking so much time, etc. etc. So we just have to act immediately. And we have two options. One, we can go for a quick fix, which might resolve the bugs or increase the bugs. And the second option is we have to go to the previous version, release it again, so that we could buy ourselves some time until we fix the updated version bugs. And at the same time, users can use the app, which is previous version, until we fix the updated version. Usually, developers go for the second option because it is safe as users can use it as usually till we fix the new updated version. Right? So at times like this, we can only go to the previous versions when actually someone is storing it. Then you may ask me, who is storing it? It is the version control system. It helps record changes to the files by keeping a track of modifications done to the code. It is responsible for managing changes to computer programs, documents, logs, website sites, or other collections of information. Version control system is something that not only you use it for coding, programming, you can use it for managing all files in your computer like Word documents, Excel sheets, everything. So guys, did you understand till here? Should I explain it again? Hello.
Yeah, you can continue.
Are you comfortable with English or can I speak in Telugu?
Yours.
As per your comfortability. So yeah, I'll continue. There are three types of version control systems. First one is local VCS. Second, centralized VCS. And third one, the distributed VCS. Local VCS. Local VCS maintains track of files within the local system. It means only you have only one local computer and you have one server, which contains all the history of your code, whatever the versions you are making. This is our first version, second version, and then third version. It contains all the history. This server contains all the history and it is connected to only one local computer. Second one. Second one is centralized VCS. Keeps the track of change in files under the centralized server. Centralized server. Centralized server means we have this server, only one centralized server, and all the systems are connected to it. This is the system A, system B, all these systems are connected to the centralized server. And this centralized server has the history of your code entirely. Whatever the changes you are making, everything is just recorded in this centralized server. And these systems can use this code whenever they want to. Even though it seems pretty easy, it is not locally available. Means you just have to be connected to the network all the time. You are using this centralized server. If something happens and the centralized server is crashed, let's say it is crashed, then all these projects on this systems gets crashed also. Means you will lose all your data. Next, coming to the distributed VCS. All the procedure is same, just like local VCS and centralized VCS. But what the main difference is, every developer will have their own server and they will have the entire history of the code. It means system A has the history of the code, system B has the history of the code. So basically, you don't have to rely on any central server. You can easily get the code from a server or repository. When you start working on a project, you can just download the code from the centralized server, copy it to your hard drive, make changes to it, and then commit the changes, and then you can push to the server again. For this, you don't need to have internet connection all the time. Once you have done all the changes, you can just push them all at once, and only at that time you just need internet connection. Since every copy is there with every developer, they can share between them. If I developed an app and I just want to show it to the system B, and he can give me some feedback before affecting the changes in the main server, we can just share the files within each other, and then we can send it to the main server. If the central server gets crashed also, the lost data can be easily recovered from one of these systems. So the Git we use is a distributed VCS tool, and it provides all the VCS features. And this is the link where you will be installing the Git. Features of Git. Free and open source. Git is an open source. It has open source license. Means you don't have to purchase anything. You can just use it for absolutely free. Like, but if you want to have to access to other VCS tools, you have to purchase them, and then you have to use it. But Git is not like that. You can just use it for free. Speed. It is a command line tool. It is a command line tool, so we don't have to connect to any network. It completes all the tasks very fast. Scalable. But suppose team A is doing a project and team B also wants to work on the same project. The number of the collaborators will increase on the project we are working on, since it is same project. So the Git, what it will do, it can easily handle the change in the number of collaborators or the developers working on the project. But in some VCS other tools, it can only give access to only few members, like 100 members or just 200 members. It is okay for the small companies and all, but if it is a big company, then you have to access for an for like something like Git, or there are some other tools. If we can have access to Git, we can just use it 1,000 number of users all at the same time. Reliable. Since every member of the project has their own copy of all the data, if a system gets crashed suddenly, the data can be recovered from any of the local copies. It means we always can have backup. Security. secured. Here, Git uses secure hash function, SHA, to name and identify each and every object. Once we commit or just save the changes, no one can change it without our noticing it. So it is very secure. Distributed development. Since each developer has a local copy, entire development history changes can be imported between each other, and later we can merge with that local branch. So it can be distributed development. So coming to GitHub, you can ask me, what is GitHub? The heart of the GitHub is Git. Now you will ask me, what is the relationship between Git and GitHub? Then I'll say Git is the version control system and GitHub is a hosting service for Git repositories. What do you actually mean by hosting service? Suppose if I want to build a house, I should have an area plot first. Here, area plot is Git and the house built on it is GitHub, which is visible to the outside world. Means everyone sees the house which is built on the outside world, but the inside base for that is Git. So it is very important to get to have the configuration with GitHub. Means if you want to build a house, you should first have the area base for it, right? So next, it is a social networking site for programmers because it is a code sharing and publishing service. Means you can just share your code with everyone you want, or you can just publish your own code with everyone, as we call it a publishing service. Unlike the Git, as it is a command tool, it don't have many features, but GitHub adds many of its own features. While we operate, Git is a command line tool. GitHub provides a web-based graphical interface. Command line tool means we have to operate everything with commands. Web-based graphical interface means you can just use it in whatever way you like it. Means if this is the Facebook, you can just click it, edit your profile like that. It is a graphical interface. GitHub is a graphical interface. It also provides access control and several collaboration features, basic task management tools for every project. For every project you have all these features, collaboration features, task management tools, whatever project in whichever language you might do. You can look at other people's code, identify issues with their code, and even propose changes. And vice versa, they can propose you changes also. This even helps in improving your code. And it is a great place to show off your projects. Now, if we go for interviews, you can just show your GitHub portfolio, how many projects you have worked on, all that. So now we will go for the installation of Git. This is the link. I'll be forwarding it to you. After you click on that link, you will get a window like this. You have to download it. Here you have to just click it and you will get an window. You just have to click next until you receive this window. Here you have to click on launch Git bash and then you have to click next. After that, Git will be installed. Now you want to configure the Git with GitHub. If you want to go to GitHub, this is the GitHub. Here you have to sign up for account. GitHub.com, you just have to sign up. And if you want to configure your Git, which is in your local system with the GitHub, you just have to sign in. So these are the repositories. You will have your profile. You will have your profile. These are the repositories you have done till now. What are the portfolio? All this. These are the projects I have worked till now. So after Git, you have to open command prompt. You need to configure the Git with GitHub. So I will just type this git config global dot name is my I have to write the profile name Sankirtana 15. Again, git config global user dot email the email. You have to give it your email. So it is configured now. Now you might ask me how you know that your Git is configured with GitHub. I will just type one file name auto C L6. This is the repository I have created here. So now you know that your Git in your system is configured with the GitHub. Yes, this is it. Just have to configure it. You can download it for Mac, other Ubuntu tools also. Here it is for Mac source code. You can get all this, but as we mostly have Windows, you can just download it here. So this is for the installation of the Git, and this is configuring your Git with GitHub. For that, you have to create GitHub account. So that's it for today, guys. Any questions?